Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I wanted to say thank you to so many people who have sent me such nice emails, and I've got a lovely letter in the mail from someone with a nice little surprise inside, and I get people sending me things and it's so sweet of you. I really do want to thank each and every one of you who think about me. It means so much to me. I get up here and I have a lot of, compassion about the work that I do with young kids. And it gets so hard. It really does. It's very, very much appreciated. And I just am so thankful that, people want to, hear me speak about the things that I talk about in terms of this royal situation that we're dealing with. Like I've always said, ever since I was 12, I've had this fascination with the royals, and more specifically with Diana, that I really do enjoy speaking about the things that I speak about, and to have so many people recognize it as something that they appreciate listening to. It just makes it easier for me to get up here and talk about the things that I talk about. Because the subject matter it's relevant to a lot of different things. I think it's relevant to really understanding people, and understanding when you see someone behaving in a way that is so egregious that you know what that looks like, and you can put aside your own personal wants and wishes for someone, and to really look at their behavior and understand this is wrong. This is not right. And I think what has lit my fire more than anything is to know what true lack of support or opportunity looks like. And then you see overprivileged, and the behavior of the overprivileged is so disgusting that it just makes you want to just go off on them. And I guess that's what this channel has allowed me to do, is to just put up my little 2 cents and to say, shame on you. And I say all of this because of a recent statement that was put out by Harry and his wife. Now, and it's almost like, don't you see that you are hypocrites? Don't you see that you behave in a way that is so disgusting? Why would anyone want to listen to you? Why would you have the gall to put out this statement about people doing something when you yourself don't even do it? And then I look at people who fuel this couple's bad behavior, and they kind of give them validation through this PR and through these puff pieces on these television shows, these entertainment shows. It brings me back to what I first started talking about, and that is educating young kids. Because you teach them how to make good choices, and how to understand the things that come up in our lives, right? Because this narrative could easily keep going where Meghan and her PR continue to fuel the lie, and people within their orbit ignore it, the lies, but continue to admonish and to talk badly about the Markle side of the family. You gotta start looking at it for what it is. And the Markle family is doing what it has to do to be heard. Why do they not get to be heard and to have their story acknowledged when they do these stories on what's happening? And it's always they're the bad guys. This is why it's so, I think, important to talk about it, and young people hearing what is being said, to not fall for it and to speak what is really happening, and to not let young people fall for the scam of the Sussexes. Don't fall for their scam, because they are scamming people. And they most recently put out a statement through their foundation. And I wanted to talk about that story because they're trying to come to people from a perspective of enlightening you to information and to give you hope and to show you model behavior. And to make these statements about trying to bring the world to a better place while they don't even do that themselves, and people ignore it, they report on them, and they allow the lies. And people that are watching this, and I just think about young kids or girls like I was when I was 12 years old, and I admire Diana for all the goodness that she did in her work. And that made me a better person. But then I think about the young girls of today that will see and model themselves after Meghan and Harry and what they're doing, and consider them to be the example of good behavior. And it's not true. It's a lie. So then what happens to that young person that has fallen for this as their role model? Do they go on and think, well, it's okay to treat my parents like this, but when I'm out in public, I'm nice to other people, and I do good things like my mentors or the people that I've looked up to. But behind the scenes, I can act any old way that I want to act. I don't have to be the things that I speak about. What does that say to the generation of children that are watching and learning and seeing this behavior? It's a big contradiction. And the people that are responsible for reporting on this and telling these news items that they choose to speak about, to get it from both sides. Because what really upset me today is watching the E! News channel, and they were talking about what Mr. Markle Jr. said on the show and just dogged on him without once questioning why he's even speaking. Do you think perhaps maybe he has a reason to go on the show and say the things that he is saying just because maybe it's true? What about the letter he wrote? The letter that he wrote, which is to this day, right now, proving to be what is actually happening. She is making a fool and a mockery of the royal family. Thomas Jr. said this before the wedding. But the news is not going to talk about that report on these pieces. She's just the enlightened angel who's doing good in the world, and her family is just off the chain crazy. For no reason. They just crazy. They just jealous of her. We got to think, and we got to understand why they are doing it. And I may talk more about that later, but that just really just got under my skin just hearing that, you know, because it has to be said. So going to the story, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry speak out amid Taliban takeover in Afghanistan. And there was also an earthquake in Haiti, and that poor country, they can't get a break. It just seems just so unfortunate what happens to them. Our couple here, they issued a joint statement regarding the Taliban seizing power in Afghanistan as well as the earth-stricken Haiti. On Tuesday, the Sussexes took to the Archwell Foundation website and encouraged followers to unite and support organizations doing critical work to help those in need. And just let me just stop here. It's like, why are they trying to be the voice of reason? Who's given them the sole power? Voice of reason, I anoint you. Go speak the truth to the people of the world and post it on the website. We'll wait. It's at this point, slowly people are getting it. That's why I think they weren't invited to the Obamas, because the Obamas can see it. They can see. They have definitely just gone way too far. They are overexposed in their ignorance to people that can see it, because not everybody can see it. As I just mentioned, these news programs talking their nonsense about, you know, her being the victim of her family. No, it's the other way around, but they ain't gonna say that. So the other thing about that birthday party, though, can you imagine how Kate right now, or Meghan, is feeling right now, knowing that Kate and Will did get an invitation and they did not? Does that even make you question why there was a story that came out about Meghan possibly collaborating with Kate on a Netflix documentary about life in the royal family? Her work behind, you know, palace walls? Do you think perhaps she's trying to make that connection to say, hey, no, we good. I'm good with the royals? Because that is not going to happen. They are not going to have a collaboration. But what it does do, it creates the illusion. It creates the lie that there is a relationship, so that people like the Obamas and those who have already decided, no, we don't want nothing to do with you. We are for Team Will and Kate. Now they're trying to hop onto that team and to say, no, we good with them. We just aired our grievances, but things are good now. No. So it goes back to what Thomas Jr. said. Meghan has made a fool of her marriage to her husband. Even Harry came out. Apparently, some sources said that he was regretful of the little skit that he did with juggling the balls after at the end of that little PR piece that Meghan had for her birthday. And he's having regrets, and he's saying that he has made a bad decision. They are definitely going to keep trying to make themselves known. This is why they've put out this statement. Harry wants to be seen serious now. He wants people to see that, you know I made a mistake doing that clowning around. I want people to see me a little bit more serious. The statement goes on to say, the world is exceptionally fragile right now, they wrote, as we all feel the many layers of pain due to the situation in Afghanistan. We are left speechless as we all watch the growing humanitarian disaster in Haiti and the threat of it worsening after last weekend's earthquake. We are left heartbroken. When any person or community suffers, a piece of each of us does so with them, but we can put our values into action together, all while not even putting their own values together, all while doing everything completely opposite of what they have just said. They they don't do the things that they are speaking, they are frauds. My opinion, Harry and Meghan are frauds because they do not do the things that they put in this ridiculous statement. It's ridiculous. To start, we encourage you to join us in supporting a number of organizations doing critical work. We also urge those in positions of global influence to rapidly advance the humanitarian dialogues that are expected to take place this fall at multilateral gatherings such as the UN General Assembly and the G20 Leaders Summit. Like, who are you? Like, who are you? Like, who gave you authority to call for anything? You the last person people gonna go to find out what to do, because you can't even do it amongst your own small community within your family. Should I have to say it again? And you think that your words are gonna reverberate across the world to whoever reaches this statement, and they're suddenly gonna jump into action because you said so. How is it you, unelected, not even asked to come here to America? Nobody wanted you here. You have moved here on your own. You left the confines of a rulership that would have given you somewhat validation for writing this statement, and you left that. So you just this lone wolf couple out in the hemisphere of internet, global ethernets, whatever you want to call it, world of technology, and you expect your words through the technology to reach people to take action when you yourself are incapable of basic decency and kindness towards the parents that have given you your privilege. Are you serious? The biggest hypocrites of them all has the audacity to put out a statement that says this. And anybody that reports on this as a serious piece of information that anybody should take action to, your ability to critically think about who this couple is needs to be questioned, because you obviously do not know who you are reporting about. My strings were hanging. Sorry.